So I kind of kept it. Then I realized that's a very easy name to remember and say. So, I locked it in.
It is. It is very, very good. The captain. So, like you said, you can help lead the ship as we're going to get into a losers bracket top 8 match where we're going to have Tayson versus Revilo, who we haven't seen Revilo yet on broadcast.
Oh man, this is always a scary spot to be in top 8 and on the loser side. You're so close to the finish line, but one more loss, you're out of here.
And unfortunately for Tayson, they lost previously to an Ed, and so now they're going second chance, I guess, literal second chance, and immediately getting stunned. Very unfortunate. We're going to see the full charge into quite a bit of damage into what I'm assuming is probably going to be safe jump. Oh, just immediate.
No. And Revilo hitting buttons at the wrong time, wondering Tayson. Excellent jump back, doesn't get the full conversion off of the shimmy, and going to do what Ryu does best, and contest the long range against Ed.
Yeah, playing right outside of that range is so difficult, and yeah, just had to squeeze in a little bit, gets pulled all the way in, and now you're in perfect range, which is so much of the screen for Ed to be able to control you.
Oh, but you saw right there, Tayson caught Ed while charging up the flicker. That's one of his weaknesses. Going to back up. I like this. Ryu's kit is so versatile. Hey, you know what? I can fireball. I can jump in. In this case, they can win a round.
It's a perfect time to finally go for that first big jump in. The perfect range as well. I mean, yeah, you've got to be careful. Just throwing out those flickers so commonly, just so freely. It's like eventually you're getting punished for one, or maybe you'll actually sneak in another anti.
Revilo wants to keep this match in the close range. Ed has some tools to get in on the mid-range, but not as many tools as Ryu. And the flicker jab going to keep it close, keep it tight, slam the shoulder, moving into the corner. Tayson getting pushed back right now.
Oh, just getting caught, but another big jump in. Nice cross-up as well. It's going to give the corner to Tayson. They're going to be able to hold on to it. Oh, that catches with the second jab, trying to press a button after that, but side switching once again.
It was really interesting for Tayson to challenge the OD flicker and cross-up. That's going to be the story of the game. Tayson getting these free cross-ups against Revilo, and that crouching medium is not going to kill, but it's going to really hurt.
Certainly will hurt a lot. This is now an Oki situation in the corner. Burnout, unfortunately, just for Tayson, so you got to kind of try to find a way to close out here, or you're going to get chipped, or it's going to hit you. No chip involved, just gets clipped by a normal on the approach. Big challenge, but it paid off extremely well for Revilo, as we're now running around a piece.
Yeah, Revilo was expecting the chip damage, but then that hit was the salsa to the chips and got himself a spicy win right there.
Now, big drive impact, barely catching to the corner. Oh, it's always further than I think. No matter how many thousands of times I've seen it corner people, I'm always like, there's no way that's going to corner them. No way. And then it always just throws them on the wall.
Oh, it's like Dawson's limb. He won't catch me. Oh, caught me.
Over and over and over. Almost at burnout here for Tayson. They got that little parry, which actually gave him a little bit of dry gauge back. It's starting to get a little bit scary as they're still just blocking so much. They've got to be careful. Again, the parries doing a good job of stopping them from getting to burnout.
Ooh, I like the idea from Tayson. Let's charge the Denjin. Ed doesn't have a lot of multi-hit projectiles to contest a fully charged Hadouken. Now, just shot, and another jump in from Tayson, and this is going to easily beat the game.
Really well-placed jump-ins overall from Tayson. They've been just waiting, patient, playing that game of making sure they don't get burned out just barely to the wire. They're like one block away from being burnt out over and over, but they get those perfect parries just in time. They make sure not to hold it a little bit too long. They're not getting baited with them with like dash forward throws or anything like that. And then finally they find their moments, and all they need is one big jump in, because if there's one thing that Ryu can do, it's landing a big chunky combo in the corner off of a good opportunity and ending the round right there. So we might see a switch. We'll see if we see a character switch, but I feel like that was still a pretty even fight.
Oh, definitely. You're cooking up some great analysis, Wonder Chef. And let's go back to that previous game. The one time where Tayson dropped the round was when they were in burnout. So through better meter management, they were able to get the victory against Revilo. Revilo.
That's the number one rule of commentating, is that you're never going to say anybody's name right. It's unfortunate. Even if it's an easy name, it's always impossible to tell. I always ask every player, I'm always like, how do you pronounce your name? I just want to make sure. They're like, my name is Bob. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, Revilo doing a good job of like applying that mid-range pressure, but like you said, Tayson just needed to make sure not to get burned out, and it can be tough because again, I was talking about this when we saw this match before when it was Tayson versus Adrian, same exact matchup. But that mid range is where Ryu wants to play a lot of the time against some other characters, but against Ed, you just lose at that range. So I love the adaptation.
Yeah, Tayson's not afraid to jump back, and they're certainly not afraid to get the big jump ins. It's going to be the cross up and the distance game is what Tayson's going to use. And Revilo keep it. Finally lands a big flicker jab, gets the knockdown, charges it up. They like to keep it at this distance, and Tayson holding the parry, and we're back to where we were.
Yeah, a lot of weird little interactions like trades and hits that were a little bit too far already in this round. But again, playing from that maximum distance, that's just naturally going to happen a little bit. Oh, gets just one little hit, but it's not enough to get the full kill, and blocks the cross up, gets the grab. Oh, wake up normals has been working really well for Revilo.
And you can see right there that Revilo, while they were getting blocked enough, I don't think they were concerned with that because they were killing the drive gauge, forcing Tayson to make some reckless plays.
It's like a second health bar, really. As soon as it's gone, you are in trouble. But, ooh, just lands right there, trying to sneak away before the fully charged flicker. But, again, wake up, normal. Wake up, crouch jab has been such a good go-to for Revilo, and now this is going to pay off with, obviously, full cash out.
It's going to be a decent amount of damage. It's not going to kill, but Revilo understands that when they have the opportunity to do big damage, get your big damage in. We still got one more round to go.
Especially because it's been so many straight little hits. Now that you're in this game, oh my goodness, the full screen Tatsu all the way, and it actually went over it. I mean, hey, it works. Classic old strategy, but finally getting anti-air. This was a pretty quick one. Revilo just controlling the pace, I think, a lot more, not allowing as many of these jump-ins to work.
Not to mention, Tayson was more willing to scrap in the mid-range. I didn't see as much jump back blocks, and we definitely didn't see a return to the Denjin charge. When also
a quicker return back into the actual game. Also, Leapfrog, is this your homie? I see you talking in chat about it.
Oh, baby. Tayson with the Hurricane Kick. No jump back. They're going to keep the pressure on Hoshogeki. They were minus. Good on Revilo to challenge.
Oh, the jump in this time from Revilo, the opposite direction, just the life lead, controlling the pace of how much of a risk you actually have to take, but perfect parry, beautiful against the meaty overhead, and now you're cornered, which is not a situation we've seen all that much. It's usually been Revilo on the defensive, kind of just backing up, trying to corner themselves slowly, but okay, well, that is going to happen, I guess, after the side switch.
2 side switches, and I quote the story earlier, when you get side switch, your corner is now my corner.
Which once again happened. 3 side switches. Just jump over each other. I said I was talking about leapfrog in chat. I wasn't saying play leapfrog to the players, okay? Oh, and there we go. Just a jab. That's all you need to actually get punished right there. Good attempt, but good patience. Ed just being able to play so patient at that little mid-range where it's like not quite jab range for most other characters, but it is for him.
Revilo coming in, jumping in, and it still passes the reflex check. Let me see your ID, my friend.
ID is about to be expired, I think. That is a good amount of damage. More importantly, you're in the corner. We are going to see a lot of space to back up. But are we going to see Revilo back up with it or try to actually continue the pressure? Looks like maybe play more patient and back up.
Tayson is running on fumes right now. Low life, low drive gauge, but they have a whole bunch of shit super. They have the distance, wanting to test closely in the middle. And are we going to get some chip with that guac? No.
Oh, you know... Sorry, that's gonna hurt a lot, but I'm just seeing Tayson saying it's pronounced Tyson, so it's not Tayson, it's Tyson.
All right.
Well, I missed that completely in chat. I should pay attention to chat a little bit more. But Tyson now with a chance. Oh, unfortunately, the trade is gonna prevent that from actually coming to fruition. So Revilo up 2-1 on Tyson. Sorry.
Tayson showing some iron fortitude right now, but Revilo still is going to play the real punch-out game and knock some stars out of him.
Ooh, nice little drive rush confirmed. It's going to take nearly all the way to the corner and then pull you back right out of it. Oh, and we're starting to see so many more jumps from Revilo, but that one was perfectly timed with a perfect KO, perfect round, and match point now for Revilo.
Yeah, Tayson is used to being able to dictate the range and the pace of this match, but now since Revilo has turned up the heat, oh man, we are cooking a whole nother dish. I'm still on the food punch, chef.
We can go all day. I'm quite hungry, quite honestly, so food's always on my mind. But all right, mid-range Hadouken is going to at least connect, but they do continue to side switch again. We haven't really seen a lot of like jump backs to prevent that from happening. A lot of people getting out of the corner a little bit for free, but Tayson does have at least a big life lead this time.
Tayson walked into that flicker jab, eats the blitz, is now in the corner. Will we get a side switch? Will we get a jump? Let's see what happens. No, instead we're going to get a big punch in the face. Revilo's going to not confirm the level 3.
Oh yeah, that one hit is going to do it. Well, jump over into EXDP, and the grab is going to at least tie the round score up. It's still going to be match point for Revilo, and full meter for both parties here. So big damage coming no matter what, especially, oh, that could have been big, but unfortunately a little bit too far for the crouch medium punch to connect.
This is actually looking real bad for Revilo. They got the damage and they got the gauge, but when you drop around like that, especially set point, that mistake eats at you, and the mistake is going to eat him with the drive impact. And Tayson does not continue the combo.
So unfortunate. It was such a good call on that DI, but just wasn't able to get anything off of it, and so now they're staying at even ground. The grab's going to connect. I like the backup. Oh, what? A defensive drive rush forward overhead into the full conversion, and that's going to send us to a final game of the set. What? A set of options from Tayson at the end of that. The DI, and then the just out of nowhere drive rush overhead. I love it. That was, I mean, hey, when you're down to the wire like that, match point for the opponent, you got to pull out something crazy.
Of course, especially since Revilo was dropped at a critical moment twice, and Tayson has not been threatened the drive rush overhead. That was the proper time to rip it out and get the win.
Oh, double little gets caught right there on the feetsies, but there we go. The big jump in's happening again, finding the right moments, and it's been a lot about who can find the right jump ins. Whoa, that was a really high wall.
That high wall is going to lead to some pretty high damage, especially with the cancel. And Tayson keeping the pressure, not letting Revilo out of the corner so easily.
Oh, and back in the corner. Back in the corner you go. Big jump-ins. That was like 3 solid jump-ins within that round alone. And so now Tyson's the one on match point after Revilo was looking so good. Definitely, I think, wait a little bit more. Patient on the anti-airs is what we need to see. But, I mean, anything can change up this time. Again, though, the forward fierce connecting, but not close enough to get the crouch medium punch.
Another jump-in. This is the story of the first game. Tayson getting big jump-ins, big damage, and scoring critical positioning.
Woo. A cool little pickup off the anti-air into the slow fireball. Good anti-air again as well, saying those jump-ins are not going to work nearly as well. I'm starting to get ready for them. The conversion's good. Oki, the grab. Are we going to charge flicker? No, just trying to hold the corner.
Revilo has the meter gauge and the meter advantage. Always pushing Tayson back, especially Tayson was caught hitting buttons, and the flicker brings it into the final game, final round. Loser of this match goes home.
And Revilo starting with a full jump in. Wow, that was super risky. Didn't actually get anti-air at all for it. Maybe just playing a little bit patient, but oh, there we go, anti-air again. Yeah, everybody's trying to jump now. We're really going into jump mode. I like the neutral jump. That's a lot safer, especially with the range of that jump punch.
Oh, Tayson got caught with the charge. Revilo, they go meet in the air. And Tayson, yes, good pressure from Tayson, but is spending a lot more gauge than they want to.
I did like that jump back option. Didn't do it that time, so now you're getting just barely cornered. That's going to be a great knockdown. That corner positioning so good. Again, the drive rush overhead, but no full conversion off of it this time. They go for the anti-jump low, and the more drive rush pressure, that's still not quite enough, but they've got so much gauge left.
Tayson wants their plus frames. They want the win. And they... Oh, no. Oh, God. That is a game-ending Dragon Punch for Tayson. I'm sorry, Mike, but this is not your boxing match to win.
What a choice right there. That was so much momentum in in Tayson's favor. And then Revilo just sitting there waiting, gets that one chunkiest punish of all time.